Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I know yesterday you were shocked when Samia Suluhu delivered names of the people she has appointed to serve in the cabinet of Tanzania. Now today, during the official unveiling of these people, Samia Suluhu delivered a statement. Now, this statement from Samia Suluhu is the main reason why I want us to look at the impact of this Tanzania mistake in relations to the World Bank and the IMF. Because according to Samia Suluhu, she's, in other words, admitting there were mistakes. She is even gone to an extent of admitting that they will not be given loan. So in other words, Samia Suluhu is trying to plan for a Tanzania that will survive through its own internal lending. Now, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, before we escalate this analysis, I would like you to pay attention to this video.
Yengine changamoto inayotukabili ni rasilimali. Rasilimali zetu ni chache. Kama mnavyojua, mara nyingi tunategemea kupata kutoka nje. Mikopo kutoka kwa taasisi mbalimbali za kimataifa, mabenki ya kimataifa. Lakini yaliyotokea nchini kwetu yametutia doa kidogo. Kwa hiyo huenda yakatupunguzia sifa ya kupata hiyo mikopo kwa urahisi kama tulivyopata muhula wa kwanza wa awamu hii. Muhula wa kwanza wa awamu hii tulikuwa tunapata sana kwa sifa zetu, kwa msimamo wetu, kwa kazi tunapofanya. Lakini doa tulilojitia huenda likaturudisha nyuma. Kwa maana hiyo, tuna kazi ya kutafuta fedha humu ndani. Kutumia rasilimali zetu alizotupa Mungu, tutaangalia njia gani tutazitumia tupate fedha ili tukatekeleze miradi ile ambayo tunakwenda kutekeleza. Kubwa zaidi, awamu ya
Very well, ladies and gentlemen, what Tanzania is going to face right now is akin to a situation that Uganda faced, I think 2 years ago. Now, 2 years ago, Uganda came up with a law that was going to deal ruthlessly with the people that belong to the LGBTQ community. Back then, Biden was still the president of the US. Now, what happened is that there was a call directly from the US that Uganda should rethink matters, that law that caps LGBTQ. We also were confronted with a scenario whereby the World Bank called Museveni direct, and the issue was on this law dealing with the LGBTQ. Now, the world was confused. How will the West advocate for such a habit of, the new world order? Now, what happened thereafter is that Museveni was very defiant, and as a result, there was some issue when it comes to lending. Museveni was denied loans, and then Museveni talked about internal expenditure. The admission by Samia Suluhu from the video, ladies and gentlemen, because Samia Suluhu is talking about her knowing very well that they are going to get a lot of pressure from the international community because of the post-election violence, because of what really transpired with the election date. With Tanzania's case is a bit different. Issues started during the election date. Then post-election, there was already crisis already. So that is why her admission is very okay. I mean, I also knew very well that Tanzania is going to suffer when it comes to international lending. Tanzania right now is not on the good books with the UN, the World Bank, the IMF, and the ICC are already doing their job on the preliminary investigation part, because there were so many petitions which were channeled to ICC, and they allowed the preliminary investigation. So based on the statement from Samia Suluhu, ladies and gentlemen, because there's also something that is a bit shocking here. I know you wanted me to talk about it. Let me just point to it, because some of you shared some emails and told me to react to this, because there's a scenario here, especially on the cabinet of Suluhu, whereby We are told that Samia Suluhu appointed her daughter, to a ministerial position. Then appointed her son-in-law to a ministerial position. Then again, she appointed Kikwete's son to a ministerial position. You see, all these things have taken the internet by storm. People are talking about this outcomes. But there's a common Swahili saying that ukistaajabu ya Musa utayaona ya Firauni. Let me take you to Azerbaijan. So, in 2017, the president of Azerbaijan appointed his wife as first vice president. So the president of Azerbaijan is Ilham Aliyev, but the first vice president is Mehriban Aliyev. So you get the point. The wife and the husband, president, one is the president, one is the vice president. The wife is a vice president. What do you think about the admission of Suluhu? It's not the first time Suluhu is agreeing that there's a mistake that took place. The only problem is that she is not acknowledging that the police are the reason why that mistake took place, because the police are the ones that killed. So Tanzania is going to get challenges going forward when it comes to international loaning. They're not going to get loan easily from IMF, from World Bank, simply because they refused to abide by the request of the UN. So ladies and gentlemen, just go below in the comment section and tell us what to think about this latest explosive revelation. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.